Hey everybody, it's Heather Nichols here, and today's video is a bit of a continuation from my podcast from yesterday. Toward the end of it, I won't recap what it was. You can go check it out and listen to it. It was really cool. But toward the end of it, I was talking a little bit about creation, and one of my favorite topics. And there is such a different space these days for creation. And one of the things that I've seen over and over with anything that I'm creating in my life, whether it's business or relationship stuff or creation with my body or just playing with a future that I'd like to have, any of those things, is that as time goes by, as I evolve, as I become more and I, play more with the tools of access consciousness, and I become more energetically attuned to who I am and what's true for me. And also the world changes, because the world, there's a lot more space actually available in the world for creation that we wouldn't really think was the case at first glance. So as all of that occurs, how we create, if you're really desiring to create energetically and create with the tools of access consciousness and by following the energy and using your awareness, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, it's got to evolve with the evolving world and the evolving universe and the evolving landscape of what works, with creation. And this is a conversation that is so fun for me, because the thing that I've seen from having played with energetic tools for creation for at least 15 years. I mean, I want to say more like 30, but, directly with access consciousness for about 15 years, is that there's always more space. There's always more ease. There's always more ask and receive, and what we call need and tug, this sense of the awareness of what we desire, being the need not being a needy thing, need being, I'm aware that there's something that I could create. And then the relaxation into that, the request of that, the choice of that, the relaxation into that allows us to just draw, all those things to just come into our world. And it sounds maybe too easy or too good to be true or whatever. But this is what I really wanted to get to in this video, is that as the space of creation changes, the landscape, the energetics changes, if we're looking for the same way of creating or the same landscape of creation or the same kind of energetic indicators that creation is working or whatever, if we're looking for the same thing that was before, we are actually going to miss a whole universe that is opening up, that it has a lot more ease to it and a lot more play and a lot more relaxation and a lot less effort in doing. As the universe changes and things become so much more available for us to just ask and relax and receive, if we are willing to have the courage to create in that way, we have to acknowledge that. Because it's kind of like if you're using, power tools to build a house, and you could use the most advanced, elegant tools, really, beautiful, high-end tools, or you could use a very old hammer and a rusty saw and, what they would have used, 100 years ago to build a house. And it's our choice. I mean, you could still use those archaic tools. Well, I wouldn't say that hammers and saws are archaic, but you know what I mean? You could use those tools that maybe are not going to be as dynamic and effective, and you'll still get a house out of it. It's just going to take you a lot more work. And so when you acknowledge, there's a whole new universe, there's new tools, new spaces, new energies to explore, then one of the things we have to do is actually allow ourselves to relax into the silence of it, because there's so much more silence these days than ever before in a lot of ways. And you could also say there's a lot more there's a lot more noise, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And yes, that's true. They're both actually true. And so we have to get quiet in our own worlds and kind of look at this energetic landscape and have this sense of, you know, the energies of like, well, what is now? What's true now? What's available now? And, you know, what is creation now? And how can I receive more now? And what would I even like to create now? We've got to stay current with kind of like updating our awareness of all of that. And it's not necessarily an automatic, because so much of this stuff gets more subtle and there's more silence and kind of stillness and beauty around all of it, that it actually takes a choice to kind of sit back and go, okay, what's actually occurring here? What's actually available here? And if we continue on with functioning more from the noise that we're used to, you'll miss this whole world that is the universe going, hey, there's something so new available. There's something so different available. The realms of creation are here. It's possible to create in a completely different way. And you have to like forge the trail, you know? And we do that by actually relaxing, getting silent, getting into our receiving, and honing, you know, so much more of like, what is it that we desire? You know, what do I desire now? What's available now? And what is creation like now? What can I ask for and relax into and receive now? And it's such a cool, I just love exploring these spaces because they're always evolving, as are we. And if you stay on that sort of creative edge of this conversation and this exploration with yourself, you will have so much more ease with everything that you're creating. You will have so much more receiving. Your business will grow a lot more organically. Your money flows will increase a lot more organically. And all these things kind of just start to show up in our world as we're just quite honestly willing to receive more and be more. So, you know, a lot of people might say that's crazy and woo-woo, but that's fine. I'm grateful that I allow myself to explore these spaces, and I see how powerful it is for me. And I like to share it with those who are asking for something different. So, I'm going to be exploring this and so much more in a series called Need Tug, which is an energetic series. It's an energy pull and energy flow, energetic exercises series that I'll be doing on a daily basis starting January 22nd. And you are invited.